Oh, indeed it is. His timer is running, so okay, it looks
Okay.
like we are officially underway now.
Okay, yeah, everyone's timer's running. I don't think Aster's reset his.
Alrighty, so we are going. So we've got two possible checks in Retro Brinstar immediately. If those are nothing, then we're probably not going to see him at all.
Yeah, like if these runners have like checked the item log, then they've probably seen that. Okay, the first thing we want to check is, do we need to go down there? Oh,
Breckinus is making the check.
he's gonna try for a moonfall here, but it looks like he's not really successful, so he's just gonna go down normally.
Aster gets the mushroom out of Link's house, so looks like Aster's having some trouble with his stream. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just a teeny bit of flickering, but I think we're for the most part good here.
Captain MD13 in chat. Divergence is what I love to see in these games.
Yeah, it's like I would almost expect that we're going to see plenty of divergence with like a spoiler race, since these racers will know where the items are.
There's the flute in the dam, lift upgrade at the Morphball pedestal.
Oh, so that's what was down here. They came down here for the Power Glove. That's definitely something worth coming down here. And Speed Booster at Chapel.
Absolutely. So, and Diaz drained the dam, so there must be something in the muck. Or just power bombs. Yeah, that makes sense.
I would think like they'd probably also check like see, okay, what's like the earliest set of power bombs I could get.
Right, that's a good point.
Still, fluted dam, that's a good early find.
As they're heading up into the Lost Woods, Cellar Dweller 86, this is the hard logic.
Yeah, so while all the logic for like Link to the Past is usually the same, the logic for Super Metroid is not. And they'll be required to do tricks like lava dives. What else is there?
Yes. Yeah, Cellar Dweller 86. This is a spoiler log race, so all the racers have had time to study where everything is.
That's some hard color saturation for correctness's stream.
Right, so they picked up the mushroom, which means that there's gonna be something behind it. And at this point, is there any way we could guess what it might be?
Well, I mean, they could either save it for giving it to the witch to get an item there, or they could use it for the fake powder glitch.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, so they could be saving it for that. But in order for them to do that, they need the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, I did not see what Aster just got out of the well.
Didn't either. Did he go back here? Oh, he got a bottle.
Oh, okay. So that opens up Sick Kid. Aster now into Blind's basement.
Always a good place to start here, because it's like 5 items right off the bat.
There's a full heart, there's an energy tank, heart piece, $5.
Nothing spectacular so far.
And another heart piece.
So mostly just healthier.
Now if you're good enough at your route planning, you can use those heart pieces and plan out when you'll fill one up and get a refill off it. So we'll see if that's what Aster's got him.
Because if that's the case, that is some tactical planning.
And Diaz grabbing $300 out of the thieves' hideout in the forest.
Getting some extra bombs.
Get some bombs from the mushroom spot. Captain MD13 pointing out that the bush crab price is red rupees, which is not bad at all.
But I find it interesting that they get like the one item out of the well and just immediately leave. I'll stand for the great duck salute.
I also know no one's turned in that bottle to the bottle vendor yet, unless I missed it.
No, I don't think anyone has just yet.
And Diaz got the shovel out of the well as well, in addition to everything else.
Oh, here we go. There's the bottle turn in. What do we get? Super missiles.
All right, Linkforce. Yeah, I got myself backwards.
Hey, I bought a bottle from you. Here you go. I want my money back. Okay, where's Os going? He's going back to the dam. He's probably gonna head to Mini Moldorm Cave.
Meantime, Astor is turning in the mushroom, so definitely progression, some kind of progression there. We'll see what he gets.
Oh no, he's getting money from one of those bush crabs.
But Astor gets the ice beam off of the mushroom. Not required, but absolutely very, very useful.
Oh, definitely.
Ossie's got 8 bombs to deal with the mini Moldorm, 6 now after 2 whiffs.
It's like, this is always like kind of tricky to deal with when it comes to like hitting these Moldorms with bombs, because they could just go in whatever direction they want, and sometimes they might even, like, on rare occasion, like, switch lanes if they hit the bottom of the screen. Oh, there's silver arrows and Mini Moldorm.
That's absolutely worth the time it took.
Oh,
see what Astor got out of Sahasrah's closet there.
Nothing interesting, just some extra power bombs and some money.
Gotcha.
I didn't quite see what the map check was, but we do see that Eastern Palace is just a normal pendant here.
Ossie going for fake flipper.
Or is Eastern Palace green pendant? It's kind of hard to tell. Actually, no, it is normal pendant, because I see the little asterisk on Turtle Rock showing it's green. Let's see, Oss is at the Zora River. There's only 20 rupees at the Zora Ledge. Yeah, it's like, there's gotta be something at Zora if Oss was saving 500 rupees for it. And Diaz getting another heart container at the race there. Okay, what are we gonna get here? Oh, Esther found the sword in Eastern Palace. Oh, Morph Ball from frickin' King Zora.
Yeah, that was one of the 2 things that I saw in the SRL chat before I dipped out.
Duder KO said, "That's the wrong orb." That's not a moon pearl.
Coupled with the power bombs Ossie has, that's a reasonable amount of Super Metroid progression.
Well, then again, Oss only has 5 power bombs. That's not a lot to use there, but I'm sure he can be as efficient as he can with these.
He can also substitute Speed Booster, as you're seeing there, for a lot of bombable blocks.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, if you could, like... Ooh, blue mail. If you're efficient with your, like, 2 or even 3 taps of Speed Booster, you can definitely go through a lot of bombable blocks.
Now that works because the variable that controls if Samus has speed echoes only increment on a specific frame of the running animation, but her speed will steadily increase as long as the run button's hold down. So you tap the run button around that magic frame, as it were, and you get the Shine Spark echoes in a shorter runway.
So Ossie, out of our restream runners here, is the first one to go down to Green Brinstar here.
He's heading for early supers. There's a heart piece at the missile tank. There's a heart container there. Something, what do we got back here? That's a +5 arrow, and I guess the other item must be nothing. Reckonus gets some super missiles from the hobo. And up top, we've got the hammer. How about that?
Ooh. Yeah, Asa doesn't have a weapon just yet, but as we saw with Astor, the sword's in Eastern Palace. Or at least one of the swords, anyway.
Dossie now heading down to the Eticoons.
Giving a nice moonfall there.
Moonfall works by walking backward off a ledge with the Moonfall's ability turned on. It causes you to fall with uncapped vertical speed. There's the hook shot.
Nice.
Green Brinstar paying dividends.
And also, it's moonwalk. The moonwalk turned on, not moonfall.
I misspoke, my mistake. Oh, I guess the hook shot's the only thing that's down here, because Ossie's noping out without going to the actual Eticoon.
Sorry, don't get to see the jumpy critters today. Oh, it looks like we got Astor now going down Green Brinstar as well. Oz also has to be careful here because he only has like along with the power bombs, he's only got like a max of 5 super missiles too.
And 1 energy tank to make do. He's at less than half of that.
Oh, but he's getting a refill.
Very timely. So ND is now heading down to Retro Bryn. This is most likely going to be where he gets his lift upgrade.
We're getting a Spore Spawn skip here.
Now, what progression could this be?
I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll find out. Oh, more super missiles.
Vanilla super missiles, even. Guess Ossie's just looking for. Guess Ossie just wanted some extra ammo for safety.
I don't blame him.
Agreed.
And it looks like he's
heading for Alpha missiles, Beta missiles, and Billy Mays.
Because as we saw before at the vanilla morph ball spot, there was there's morph ball bombs. At the vanilla morph ball location, that was where Power Gloves was.
Keen to burn a charge beam. Astor just got that.
Nice, and there's the bloomerang for Oz.
As they're backdooring to Retro Bryn, there's one item he can check here before he gets to the lift upgrade.
Well, he's gonna have
you gotta be careful. He can take one more hit.
Yeah, that's not something you want to just lose a lot of progress on for these things.
He got it.
Playing it safe with the ice beam here.
So Retro Bryn power bombs are just missiles. I didn't see what NDS got out of Billy Mays. Although Reckonus is heading there now, so the other lift upgrade in Billy Mays. Thank you, Captain MD13. Oh boy.
That's definitely worth getting from there.
I would even say it's mandatory.
So yeah, Titan mitts already.
And another $300. Not bad.
Not like they really need the money at this point. Like, the really only big items are that Rupee Sink is just King Zora.
Well, there's also paying Kiki the monkey to open a Palace of Darkness and then whatever potions they might want to buy.
Yeah, true.
Meantime, Ozzy has very rapidly descended the Red Tower and is over to Craneslayer.
Reckless is also getting the Morph Ball bombs. Probably to save up on like having to spend any power bombs when not needed.
Yeah, Morph Ball bombs also gives you infinite bomb jump, which that can be required to get places. So there's Quake at Crane missiles.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, we had a little bit of route divergence early on, as you guys saw, but it looks like everybody's more or less on the same page now.
Granted, Oz is the only one out of the runners who hasn't gotten any of the glove upgrades just yet. I feel like he's wanting to make Metroid progress first before he goes and gets the gloves.
Right, he never checked Retro Bryn. Trackers have just updated our trackers have just updated. Turtle Rock is Ether and Misery Mire is Bombos, which tells me that the. Wait a minute. If Turtle Rock is Ether, Mire is Bombos, why did Ozzy waste time getting Quake?
That's a good question. I guess he may not have just seen what now that you didn't see what the meta requirements were for Turtle Rock or Misery Mire, or he just forgot what they
Ozzy
were.
gets his refund on the Big Crate DLC, because that is just a worthless piece of content. It's a reserve tank. The reserve tanks are more important in a hard logic race because the logic will count them in your total for hell runs if they're needed.
Of course, time will only tell if this is going to be a hell run seed or not.
Ozzy has the energy to get to Ice Beam, but not any further. I think he can get to Bubble Mountain by going through Frog Speedway, but I don't know if that's in logic.
It's not like he could do Crystal Flash either, because he's missing, like, regular missiles.
Aster gets the grappling beam out of the bottom floor of Paradox Cave, along with another energy tank.
Hyrcanus is heading towards the Edecoons here. Not entirely sure why. Though, then again, we never did see what they have, so...
Yeah, everybody else just noped out. Okay, Aster gets a hard peak container, a reserve tank out of the top of Paradox Cave, and another big heart, space jump, and there's our Moon Pearl.
And Hyrcanus got a reserve tank out of the Edecoons area, so that was the only item back there. So I can definitely see
this is planning on hell runs. Yeah, Ozzy's in Bubble Mountain through the route I mentioned. There's not a lot he can do here with what he's got.
Well, he's trying to go for a corner jump here. Not exactly the easiest thing in the world to do.
Ozzy doesn't have the Ice Beam from turning in the mushroom, so that's gonna make it even harder.
Yeah, it's gonna have to do like these tricky corner jumps here, which is more or less on the same difficulty as like the climb to Gauntlet.
Yeah, the Gauntlet wall jump climb can be expected on the hard logic.
Oh, he gets it! Nice!
So he's got 230 energy to play with. I think Hyrcanus and Diaz are in the same general area. Nice damage boost across to the right ship reserve area.
There's Mirror!
And I guess there's nothing in the right ship reserve room. As they're heading for Hookshot Cave, wonder what he's got in here. More power bombs. Super missiles. High jump boots.
Ooh.
And a shield.
So, nothing quite important here, but high jump is definitely nice.
High jump is the best item in Super Metroid you didn't know you needed. It makes your movement so much easier when you have it. You don't realize just how helpful it is until you try playing without it.
For example, if you have Speed Booster but no high jump and you run, Speed Booster actually detracts from your jump height. Not by a whole lot, but just enough to mess up a few jumps.
Aster is up into Dark World. Looks like he's heading for Village of Outcasts. Also got a new follower.
Interestingly enough, Thief's Town is just a pendant dungeon, but this could also mean might be something in here worth getting. And looks like...
Alright, so we'll see what Aster does here.
Us is back in Super Metroid and looks like he's gonna get a refill first before going anywhere. Ooh, charge beam!
Charge beam. That's absolutely worth taking. And there's the big key. So Aster is going to go further in. Seven hearts and blue mail. That's not bad.
It could be better, but it's definitely doable.
And Diaz is in Paradox Cave. Frekinus is just about to Paradox, so they'll get their grapple beam and their moon pearl out of that.
Also heading down to Blue Brinstar here, hopefully to get both of his gauntlets. Ian Diaz getting his Moon Pearl and Space Jump out of here, as well as his 2 heart containers and reserve tank.
So, and Diaz just cleaned Paradox Cave out.
I say, Paradox Cave was pretty loaded.
Yeah, no kidding. Frekinus now right there.
And while I may be a bit late to the party here, I do love the effects that a lot of the people in the community have done for like the Link to the Past items in Super Metroid, having that flash to the sprite. It is a very nice touch.
Yeah, it really is. I agree.
Okay, big hit. Oh, was that Ice Beam or Fire Rod?
That was one of the rods. I couldn't tell.
Oh, it's Fire Rod. I meant to say Ice Rod, not Ice Beam.
And Aster death warping out, which means he's not fighting blind, not getting the pendant, which Pet is probably dead.
Rip the poor pendant. On that though, out of curiosity, I actually want to see what's on pedestal.
There's Variasuit in the brewery. Well, I guess we don't need hell runs.
Yeah, that's a good reason not to go.
That was close. Aster almost deleted his save file.
Ooh. Yeah, don't want to go doing that. So while we are trying to keep this spoiler free, I did peek to see what would have been on the Master Sword pedestal, and it's just 20 rupees.
Okay.
So I was curious to see like if nobody was gonna go for it since Ped was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold 20.
Now, if I can ask for one thing, I'd like to know: do we have any progression at Gold Chorizo Missile?
Gold Chorizo Missile? Probably
Don't tell me, says Duder. Okay. Well, that's just my favorite spot in the game.
Eh, we'll find out. What? Spoilers on a spoiler race? We found, I actually kind of missed it there. Oz just got screw attack from the Shaft Supers. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Well, Metroid, I'm sure if there is progression, we'll find out. But
yeah. So let's see, we got Indiaz in Thieves Town, Oz is heading towards, I guess, Eastern Death Mountain. Not entirely sure. I think Esther's like farming for ammo here. He's got the Variasuit. As does... Actually, I don't think does Horectus have Variasuit? It looks like he does.
Not sure if Frekinus has been to Village of Outcasts.
I'll find out. Oh, he does. So, I guess with these two runners, no hell runs. Ross is in his Paradox Cave, about to get the Moon Pearl and Space Jump.
Yeah, see, Reckon is just using the power beam. Did he turn ice?
I think it might have. He probably turned off Ice Beam because he's got Space Jump.
Okay, so Reckon is heading to the wreck ship reserve room, so we'll see what he gets out of here.
Meanwhile, Astor is doing Suitless Meridia here.
Yeah, with the right tools, Suitless Meridia is not bad, but if you're not equipped for it, it can be the worst thing in history.
Now, thankfully, in this case, Astor's got high jump boots, so it is definitely a little bit more tolerable here.
It looks like he also got wave beam somewhere. I didn't see that.
Okay. Oh! One more try here. It looks like he's trying to get like just on the corner of the fish there, but it's like he doesn't have enough height.
Shooter K0, thank you. Wave beam at Cathedral. That might be it.
Oh!
The struggle is real, man.
Hey, Suitless Meridia is not easy.
Reckon this gets a heart piece out of Speed Booster Room. Now you'll notice Astor is crouching before he jumps. You get just a little extra height from jumping if you do that.
Oh, there we go. Nice. And also,
I think I just saw 3 bombs at Crab Supers. It was barely on screen.
Another thing is that if you aim downwards while approaching a ledge, it actually shrinks your sprite size a bit. Now, Astor's utilizing a bit of momentum here from the grapple beam to just fling himself forward.
Yeah, the grapple beam's function doesn't change if you don't have gravity suit on. So you swing the same way, but once you let go, you have the slow momentum decay of. Sorry, I let me go my button there. You swing the same way, but you have the slow momentum decay of water physics when you let it go. That's the same reason that the tricks like the gravity jump work. If you guys know that.
Okay, he's heading over here. What is it?
$20 at the beach.
He's like, I'm already here, might as well take it. Bombable Hut has... Oh, there was Very Suit.
Yeah, I saw that.
I actually didn't see where that was, so I was just kind of curious where that was.
In the meantime, Ossie's fighting Fantoon, who is the personification of RNG in the Metroid series. He can move in a fast, medium, or slow pattern before he becomes vulnerable by opening his eye. And once he's opened it, he can close it quickly, medium, or slowly. So obviously, the worst you can get is a slow move and fast eye close, and there is our gravity suit at the watering hole.
Well, at least Meridia is going to be a lot easier for them. And they've also got that damage reduction, too.
Absolutely. That was the other thing I knew, that gravity was somewhere in Meridia.
we knew gravity was in Meridia, we just didn't know where exactly. It's like, hey, you want your gravity suit? Well, I hope you like getting wet. Is Hype Cave gonna be hype? Oh, well, there's Cane of Samaria. Super Missiles, and Trinity Rupees. I'd say that was kind of eh. I mean, we did get Kane of Samaru out of that, but that was it. Yeah, I believe, actually, I don't remember if the Phantoon pattern is consistent between runners. Well, Duder KO says that it is unique between runners, so I guess that might be the case.
Yeah, there's no boss consistency. Yeah, SMZ3 AGA 1 is also not consistent in SMZ3 like it is in the standard Link to the Past.
Let's see,
So,
Mario.
The space jump functions differently underwater. You don't have to start descending before you can tap the button again to go up. Captain MD13 gets ALTTP, Link to the Past Randos, AGA 1 is consistent, SMZ3's is not. That's what I was trying to say. As they're getting the full happy to spark all the way across the Coliseum here.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's a trick you generally see in... World Record attempts. Okay, so... If we don't... So, and Diaz is back during Gold Torizo, so there probably is nothing at Gold Torizo Missiles. MD13, just let me know what you need to know, because SM Super Metroid is my bread and butter.
Let's see that Esther got everyone's favorite beam here.
I believe he's got charged Ice Wave Spacer, which is 300 damage a shot, equivalent to a Super Missile. If Plasma Beam is not in a convenient location, then that's going to be the best he can do for... Oh, very nice fried shrimp.
Oh, yeah. He's jumping up in just such a manner that as soon as Dragon grabs him, he's able to zap him. Nicely done, Asder.
Very nicely done.
He got the full halfy, and he got the prime, grapple strat there.
Grabs an energy drink behind Dragon to get a refill. That's good timing. Meantime, Aussie is on his way back out of Reg's ship. Doesn't seem like there was much of anything there other than the boss kill. So, possibly something in the ceiling. There's our bombos. And okay, so the Gold Torizo missiles with just power bombs. Oh, Link Force, thank you. Aussie got flippers at the wreck ship E-Tank.
Oh yeah, that's
And flippers are mandatory since Swamp is a crystal.
So as they're done with Dragon, he's going to take the back entrance into Dark Lake Hylia here. But saving quitting for a full restart.
And Diaz farming super missiles off the Rippers.
So they got a couple more power bombs to utilize here, though.
Now, it looks like Aster just took the cross-game portal to force the save so he can reset and respawn at the ship in Super Metroid.
It's just smart thinking, because, if you know that if you reset the ROM and always start at Super Metroid, then you can be like, okay, so long as I either find one of the portals, I could just save in, Link to the Past, reset, and then be back at the starting location.
Right, and when you restart in Super Metroid, it gives you easy access to get to parts of Link to the Past through the cross-game portal. As they're on his way over to Wreck Ship, and Diaz now in what Super Metroid runners call the worst room in the game, because it's just such a pain in the butt to do effectively.
think he's trying to get up there. He's definitely saving on power bombs here and just utilizing regular bombs. I think, yeah, he had just enough room to squeeze through.
Very well done. Ooh, he's only got 104 energy left. He's gonna be real careful. Looks like he was debating going up and around to the Mickey Mouse room, but decided against it. So definitely no progression there. Looks like Captain MD13 says Aussie just got plasma out of graveyard.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, you're being a big help, Captain MD13. You should set it for tracking sometime.
Oh dear. Oh, that's a death on Indiaz. Let's hope it doesn't send him too far back. Unfortunately, like, if you took portals into Super Metroid and you die, that just, like, puts you back at the ship.
Yeah, so, NDS took a hit and lost a lot of his energy, but then while he was being refilled, his invincibility frames ran out, so he took that other hit and then killed him as soon as the reserve tank was done.
You know, Azler has done a quick defeat on Fantoon here.
Looks like NDS is going to head right back into North here through the cross-game portal. Meantime, Frekinus and Aussie are both getting their Thieves Town dips in.
Thankfully, they don't have to fully complete this dungeon.
Yeah, we haven't seen Crocomire yet, I'm noting.
Does old Crocoboy have anything worthwhile?
Aster gets his flippers out of Wreckship E tank. And we'll probably see him also just nope on out the same as Aussie did.
I always just refer to that Wreckship E-Tank room as the Flooded Chooser room.
I like that.
There's a sponge bath room. I think that was what that room is called. Esther's done with Wreckship. Frekinus is heading towards Wreckship, I believe. And yes, getting the wave beam from the chapel room.
I believe Super Metroid Brothers call it the Cathedral.
Oh, Cathedral, yeah. It's like, it was either chapel or cathedral.
Frekinus is on his way to Wreckship as Ossie's getting his whatever that was, fire rod out of Thieves Town.
And he is done here. Esther doesn't have that many bosses left to beat in Super Metroid, just Kraid and Ridley.
I also note that none of our archery runners have cleared any Link to the Past dungeon.
Yeah, I believe they're like taking care of most of the stuff in Super Metroid first before they do anything with Link to the Past.
Yeah, sometimes that's how the scene shakes out.
Well, I mean, technically, in Aster and Frekinus both have swords, but it's only just level 1 sword.
Yeah, that level 1 sword is, I believe it's 1 pixel shorter than the other sword.
Yeah, like everything, like a sword past the starter sword is a pixel longer.
Normally that's not relevant, but a lot of runners hold the sword out to help line up things like bomb jumps, and that can throw you off. Alright, looks like Aster is about to head into swamp.
And here we go. First of the dungeons here. Now, given that he's only got the fighter sword, I imagine he's probably going to go for the hammer strat, as annoying as it is.
Unless he finds another sword upgrade in here.
Well, let's hope he does. Because if he does at least get another sword upgrade, then he could just do the hookshot spin attack, and that'll be more than enough to deal with the Argus's eyes. Or puffballs, rather. I missed the pot toss there with Indiaz, but he's good. And there's his sword, and he's gonna nope right out.
Something I'm curious about. Is it ever possible for the bow to not be required by a seed? I know we need it this time because we've got pot as a crystal and you can't get the helmet sword king without shooting an Igor statue.
That's a good question. Oh yeah, bows are needed in Ganon's tower.
Billy Mills, how do you skip it?
Practically, you
mimics. Okay.
can clip the mimics if Eastern Palace and Pod are not required. I believe that's noticed like the potion skip.
Now, the clip is a different thing. Like you clip them into the wall. You get them to clip into the wall and zip off the screen.
Also, as we saw there with Aster, there was another sword upgrade in here. So I think so long as, you know, he stays healthy, he's got this fight in the bag.
Oh, I reckon this is going to the top of Rex ship, to the attic, and then possibly out of here.
And there might be something worth getting here that he's thinking. Think he maybe just be playing it safe here.
Okay, he's heading... My guess would be he's thinking ether over here for Turtle Rock.
Oh no, it's 20 rupees. So I guess he didn't know what was up here.
It's like Diaz just got his plasma beam out of Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, Os just got the one sword upgrade out of Swamp Palace.
And Aster is done with Argus.
Nicely done. All that for a compass, but hey, he's first of the runners to get their crystal. Well, first crystal. Poor Indiaz is having to dodge that annoying pterodactyl there.
Looks like he's heading back to Lower Norfair now. As they're heading to the Misery Mire area.
My guess he's gonna head to Mireshed and get the red tunic out of that. Of course, he could also be coming here to utilize the back entrance into Lower Norfair too.
Right, because
Naster's got his red tunic and some extra missiles.
and Diaz fighting the Gold Torito with Charged Ice Wave Plasma, which makes him, plus the positioning makes him a joke. Oh, Asher's heading into Desert, but I guess if he's doing this, it must not be boots locked or boots are here.
Well, we'll find out soon enough here.
And Diaz gets his bombos back. Reckoness is heading down and around up to Wreck Ship Reserve. Or not.
Yeah, just probably to see what that was, since I think he saw what was at the top of the room there. Okay, so this is either Boots or Big Key. And it's Big Key. So he's got what he's needed. Now just needs to make his way to Moldorm. Or not Moldorm, Landmalus.
And Diaz back in the worst room in the game, doing it again.
Hopefully he doesn't get sideswiped by those key hunters again. Ooh.
Bonks his head on the space pirate, so he's got. If he gets hit by a key hunter again, he will die.
They just gotta do this all over again. Thankfully, he does have Plasma Beam in addition to Wave Beam. I imagine he's just gonna play it safe and deal with them like this. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but if like the runners didn't have Plasma Beam, they would need around 30 super missiles to beat Ridley?
That is correct. Ridley has 18,000 HP, but he takes double damage from super missiles. So it's 600 apiece.
Nestor just beat Landmalus there and got their second crystal. They're making quick progress with these dungeons.
Yeah, the seed has been pretty kind.
Well, minus the gravity suit in Meridia.
Yeah, other than that.
Oh, we gotta be careful here. Oh, that was a close one. And now he's got no energy. Oh, never mind. Energy tank.
Perfect timing. As they're going to take the back door into Lower Norfair. Definitely going to fight Goltorizo because he needs that Bombo since Misery Mire is a crystal.
Yeah, going through Lower Norfair with Oz is not quite so bad since he's got Screw Attack that just blazed through these enemies here.
Mind me, it was that watering hole.
Yeah. Wishing well, watering hole, tomato, tomato.
And it looks like Aster's got the position lock on Goltorizo just like Diaz did.
It's an interesting strategy there.
He's trying to keep doing damage, but also keep his super missile count up.
That makes sense.
He's only gotten 2 super missile tanks, so his max is only 10. So he's gotta be careful.
And there we go.
Excellent fight, as expected from Asner.
Now we got simultaneous Ridley fights with Oss and Indiez here.
Got Aussie and Diaz both fighting Ridley at the same time.
Now the question becomes who's gonna beat who first. I'm gonna say probably Indiez here, because Ridley's already right for them. Yep. There we go. Almost. I think Ridley just needs a couple more shots here.
Yeah, this is gonna be close.
Oh, there we go. So Indiez was only slightly ahead of Oss here. I guess nothing's important's back behind where Ridley was, if they're just gonna immediately leave.
Yeah, they're both on their way out. Azur's heading up through Amphitheater. Breckenus looks like he's about to do his swamp dance. Vanilla Ridley prize, so that's an energy tank. Thank you, Linforce.
Well, I mean, hey, if they were low on energy, they could like just get a quick energy refill there.
Like Diaz did at Power Bombs of Shame on his way down.
Which in this case saved him.
Indeed it did. Got a high five between Diaz and App.
In fact, this has only got one sword at the moment, but if he follows the usual path through here, he's definitely going to get his Master Sword here.
Are you thinking we'll find another sword along the way?
I would think if they wanted to be efficient with this, they'd probably want to get at least tempered. Granted, if Temper's not at an ideal spot, they may just want to like save time by skipping it.
Right.
Because if they can at least just have silvers, then Master Sword's not entirely needed, but first phase Ganondorf, or first phase Ganon with just Master Sword is pretty dang slow.
Ossie's the only one who found the silver arrows. I'm blanking on where they were.
That, I believe... I know it was definitely early game. Oh, Mini Moldorm, that's where it was.
Right,
He was like
right.
Nos just got the bow. Or wait, did he already have the bow?
I didn't see where that was. Trackers?
Oh wait, hold on, it might be here with Indiez. Yep, here it is, Three Musketeers.
Franker's Eat Room, okay.
So yeah, Indiez and Oss both have the full bow combo with bow and silver arrows. Which is good for...
Azure played it very careful with Ridley.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There it goes.
That was a quick kill there. Or rather, like, quick finisher. It's usually, Ridley stays in the air for a couple seconds before exploding, but Ridley just immediately exploded there.
Yeah. Azure does take the energy tank refill.
I'm curious to know if, like, these runners are gonna try to get enough energy to do the, shoot, I forget the name of the glitch at the end with Mother Brain, the,
Stand-up glitch.
the stand-up glitch, that, right.
Yeah, Azure's the closest. You need you need to have 7 energy tanks to do it. So he's the closest. He only needs 2 more. So if there's 2 energy tanks on the way, he'll probably go for it. Because he's got the... Although it also depends on if Azure goes for plasma, because I believe what I've heard, if you only have Spazer, then stand-up doesn't save enough time to be worth it.
Ooh, I agree with Juju there. That location for Ether is pretty bad, but I'm not going to spoil where it is.
Oh. So, we need Ether for Turtle Rock, and the fact, judging by what you guys are saying, we've either got progression in Turtle Rock or we've got progression on the Green Pen. Either of which is absolutely evil. Okay, looks like NDS is the first one into pod, and he's got 850 rupees. Aussie heading up to head for the gravity suit at the watering hole.
You know what, given what I've, actually, no, never mind.
As they're heading for the high jump room, he's going to get some super missiles out of this, and that's all he's going to get. And he's heading up to...
Kraid.
Yeah, Kraid's his last Super Metroid boss, so he could literally go finish Super Metroid after this if he wanted to.
He's got all he needs, except for, like, Plasma Beam, but it's not that much needed. It just makes the fight with Mother Brain faster.
Aster is such a good runner that he can probably make do without it.
Yeah, I mean, technically, we've been in no mode from the start.
I'm not. I haven't seen the log.
I've been taking small peeks here and there for, like, to see where these runners could possibly go, but I am not at liberty to say what could happen.
Oop, Aster got the big Kraid DLC.
Taking Kraid to the prom.
And he gets his refund.
So yeah, Kraid's done.
Aster has defeated all 4 Super Metroid bosses.
Now is he gonna continue progression on Link to the Past, or is he gonna immediately just deal with Mother Brain right now?
If we will see. If he's gonna go for Mother Brain, then he's probably gonna use the cross-game portal to force the save and then reset back to the ship.
Let's see, NDS is going through Palace of Darkness here.
Alright, so Aster looks like I'm guessing he's heading to Mini Boldrome to get his silvers. Yep.
Gotta get his silver arrows here. Thankfully, since he's got Master Sword, getting through here is gonna be very easy.
That was disgusting.
50 rupees. Extra arrows, and there's his silver arrows. Probably saw like
and for
where.
good measure, he goes back for the money.
Yeah. It's like probably saw where they were, but just didn't know what chest it was exactly.
Log, so I don't know what it really looks like.
Like he goes, I like how Hyrcanus just goes in there just to get the key, but leaves blind there to rot in his cell.
Yeah, I think all of them did that.
And there's this fire rod.
As they're buying some more bombs. That's unusual at this stage of a race.
Well, he only had one bomb left. Might as well put that money to use.
Guess the drop gods have not been kind to him.
He's taking the portal here at the Swamp Palace. Is he gonna head to Pod?
Where did we get Kane of Samaria? I missed that.
Oh, he was right here at Hype Cave.
Oh, Hype Cave.
Yeah, I think that's why he was getting bombs. You need at least 2 to fully go through here. And he got a refund.
Yeah, he hasn't been to Pod yet, so he needs the 110 rupees for key.
Speaking of Pod, Indias is at the end here with Oz making his way over there as well.
I believe Helmasaur King is 17 whacks with the hammer to break the mask, and then 1 silver arrow, 1 silver arrow, 1 silver arrow, 1 silver arrow.
He'll get it. Now, technically, it just takes 3 bombs to break the mask, but if the bombs hit the mask on impact, the bombs will do no damage.
Oh, okay, so that's why they're not commonly used. How do you do it? How exactly do you do it then?
I would think, like, you have to, like, throw it near Helmasaur King so the blast hits the mask, but you can't let the bomb actually hit the mask. So, like, your bomb throws have to be precise if you want to be, like, efficient in that fight.
Would it work if you threw the bomb at him, like if you cooked it like a grenade and then threw it so it exploded as it reached?
I don't think that works. Then again, I'm not entirely sure if, like, going all kamikaze with the bombs would work either.
Meantime, Aster is into the back of Skull Woods, heading for Mothula. Skull Woods is a 5/6 crystal, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Duder is blowing up before touching the mess. That's what I was talking about.
He's definitely trying to make efficient use of his magic here. Saving as much as he can for the Mothula fight.
Because I believe Fire Rod does butter sword damage to Mothula.
Yep. Provided Mothula doesn't hit any of the spikes when he gets hit by the fire magic.
Because Mothula getting hit into a spike causes the hit to do no damage.
It's like
really, this fight is just rude. Moving spikes, conveyor floor, ew. We've got Hyrcanus and Azur screen for screen. Azur gets Mothula down first, and Hyrcanus will not be far behind.
Yeah, I think he's just playing it safe here. Thankfully, having Blue Tunic here makes it so that just any attack from this room only takes a heart of damage, whereas Green Tunic, I think, touching Mothula or getting hit by his, like, ray attack there does 2 hearts of damage. He's being careful here, but Mytholek keeps getting hit by the spikes, so no damage.
There we
There we
go.
go. He gets it.
Alright, Aster back into the mire area. He's got his bomb though, so he's probably going to open up mire now. Going to head into mire now. He's got Samaria, he's got hook shot, so... It looks like N. Diaz is finishing up Eastern, as we've been paying attention elsewhere. Second is doing more of Skull Woods. Ossie's doing Dark Rooms somewhere. I didn't see where. And Diaz making short work of the Yarmos Knights with the silver arrows.
Yeah, I believe he's currently
Or
in
the
Dark.
Spring Ball.
Yeah, I think he's currently in the Dark Palace, the basement without the lantern.
Yeah, the dark rooms are not expected by the logic, but there's nothing stopping the runners from doing it. Most of them are, yeah, as you're seeing, most people who run these are good enough to do dark rooms.
Like some of the more notorious rooms to try to do without lantern is the maze room in Dark Palace, and also the later half of Misery Mire. Both those areas are really hard to do without lantern.
Aster's got the big key out of Mire. Reckonus gets their plasma beam out of the graveyard ledge. Ossie's got Promisor King going bye-bye.
That's 2 bosses down for them, and get some more power bombs. You never say no to power bombs.
Absolutely not. Alright, as I'm looking at the trackers, I think Aster has the advantage at this point. Not sure we can declare who's got the lead, but Aster's got advantage.
Oz is certainly pretty close in that regard. He may be like a lower in terms of sword progression, but not on progress. I think he's only missing a crystal compared to Aster.
Yeah, Ossie and Aster both have every Super Metroid boss down, and then Aster's got 3 crystals to Ossie's 2. And then you were talking about Misery Mire Dark Rooms. Aster's doing them now.
Yeah, this is not easy here.
And Diaz buys the Big Crate DLC as well.
Well, speaking of swords, Oz just got his upgrade from Easter Palace, so now he's got Master Sword.
And the clock strikes midnight on Kraid's Dance at the Prom.
Oh, it's back behind Kraid. Reserve tank.
I think we saw that.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure we did, but I don't remember from who.
Because I could have sworn just all the runners just skipped that part of Kraid.
Captain MD13, Kraid has 1,000 health. Ice Wave Plasma Charge Shot is 900. You need to do at least 100 to make him stand up like that, so yeah.
If I want to be technical about it, yeah, it's one shot.
And Aster makes Vitreous look like a joke, despite the Big Eyeball being one of the very few enemies in the game that can take more than 1 silver arrow.
The only other enemy in the game that takes more than 1 is Ganon.
There's no others? I thought there were for some reason.
Now, like, it's only Vitreous and Ganon that take more than 1 hit from silver arrows. Got the
Looks
fake
like Aster's heading for Ice Palace next. That'll get him his that'll get him his other 5-6 crystals. So if there's anything a Pyramid Fairy, he would be able to go get it. And Diaz starting his Soulless Meridia journey. Good luck, man.
Okay, in your honest opinion, which dungeon do you think is more annoying to get through? Misery Mire or Ice Palace?
Honestly, I couldn't say. I've only played Vanilla Link to the Past once, and I've never played it randomized.
If you want my opinion, I honestly feel like Ice Palace is more annoying to get through than Misery Mire. It's like, yeah, Misery Mire's got like a confusing layout, but Misery Mire also doesn't have ice physics.
Link Force in chat pointing out that with Spring Ball, NDS can do Spring Ball double jumps to obviate a lot of the trouble here in Soulless Meridia. Now, for some reason, if you jump without Spring Ball on, morph, and turn it on, you can jump again in mid-it. You can jump again after you're done unpausing. As you saw in Diaz do right there.
And you're right on like the crap spot there, having the 3 bombs.
Rekinus is down into Lower North here through the cross-game portal. Gonna take on Gold Terizo for the Bombos medallion. Oh, and Diaz whiffed with the grapple beam. Gonna have to see if
Ooh.
got the grapple jump set up properly. That's awesome. But yeah, made it back up. Just has to carefully swing across.
I saw with Esther earlier, he was just literally flinging himself from those platforms. Oh,
no.
Missed it.
Ooh. Possible save?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Grapple jumping. Grapple spring ball jumping. Nice. Aster has reached Cold Stare. Pretty much. I guess there was not anything of note in Ice Palace, so going for Fire Rod strats on Cold Stare because that also does Butter Sword damage to the buffs.
At the very
One
least, he's got rid of 1. That's 2.
Down.
And 3 down.
There is down. Very nice fight.
And also, Aussie just finished up with Vitreous at Misery Mire, so that's his 3rd crystal.
And Aster's got 5 now.
All he's got left is Tower of Hera and Pod.
I would expect he'll do Pod, then head up to Hera, head up to Dark Death Mountain to Ganon's Tower, mirror to Hera, and do that.
Yeah, because like Tower of Hera is like literally right there at Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, it's the same location, just different. This Light World, Dark World switch.
I think at this point, I think Asner is like set to beat both games because he's got the Silver Arrows, he's got Ice Beam, Charge Beam, Plasma Beam.
Yeah, I think I'm safe calling it. This is Asner's race to lose at this point.
So Haas is not that far behind, to be honest. If anything, I'm gonna say that Haas is probably gonna snag 2nd here of the restreamers. Not sure what Herecnus is doing here. Maybe checking something.
Right. I don't think we mentioned this before, but the runners are allowed to keep the spoiler log open while they're racing, so Herecnus was probably just consulting the log.
I think the only item that Oz has over Aster is just screw attack.
And honestly, if you know your Super Metroid, screw attack is more a convenience item than anything else.
Yeah. Like if you need just mobility, then just get space jump.
Yeah, and Diaz fighting Bot Wound with plasma beam shots. So you're not meant to have plasma beam for Bot Wound, so you see the shots just go right through him, like they would go through a normal enemy.
And interestingly,
that's the basis for what's called the microwave strat. I believe I saw our trackers mention in chat that the X-ray scope was in the library ledge, so nobody's gonna bother with that. But if you have it, then you can fire a plasma beam shot into Dragon, Bot Wound, or Phantoon, then activate the X-ray scope to run out their invincibility frames, let it go so they get hit by the shot again, activate the X-ray scope again, and so on and so on and so on until they're dead.
now, interesting thing that if you try to utilize that strat with Phantoon, you have to make sure that he is like you're not using the microwave strat like when he is first vulnerable. You have to make him fly around the room after the initial missile hit, and then you can do the microwave strat. Because otherwise, he'll disappear if he takes too much damage.
I was aware of that, but I don't know why it works like that. As they're on his way through Pod, Aussie getting up Ice Palace, Kraken is heading down through Wasteland toward Ridley, and Diaz in the Coliseum heading for Dragon.
Yeah, he's almost there, and Esther is right at the Helmosaur King.
Okay, so this is the last hallway?
Yeah. Rectus is doing Shine Spark strats with the golden, or the Kung Fu space part hunters there.
It's a very effective way to deal with them.
It's like, yeah, if you can nail the Shine Spark strats there, it is pretty dang quick in dealing with them.
Aster knocks off the mask, gets the first silver arrow hit, and Helmosaur King is down.
So I'd say now he's going to be heading straight for Tower of Hera, and subsequently Ganon's Tower. He's got everything he needs to beat this game.
Indeed he does.
Okay, yeah. So someone in chat has asked, like, we don't play the Ganon Tower guessing game if this is a spoilers race, and no, we don't. Which is a sad thing, because I always love playing the guessing game.
Yeah, I've won it with the correct guess, I believe, twice. Once with the guess on number 2, and once with the guess on number 4. Meantime, Krakenus is at Ridley with 3 energy tanks, some number of reserve, but charged Ice Wave Plasma. Now that's 20 shots on Ridley. 900 damage versus 18,000 health.
Yeah, I think he's got this in the bag.
Gotta be careful, though.
Yeah, the tail pogoing is not fun.
Well, if you can get him locked into
that's gonna be careful.
But he's got a lot of reserve, so.
Yeah.
Oh, he also doesn't have the gravity suit yet, so he's missing some of the damage reduction. So he's really got. Oh, he got it.
Yeah, he's good. He's probably gonna get that energy tank in the back, though. Yeah, I mean, aside from the gravity suit being in Meridia, this seed wasn't that bad.
It really was not. I mean, this has been our runners have absolutely been flying through this seed. Or maybe it's just Azur's inhuman skill at this making it seem like that.
I mean, anything's possible.
Now, Link Force, do you happen to know what the world record is for a non-spoiler log? I don't.
Around 240. Dang, that's fast. Well, yes, and I think like once at least one of these racers are finished with this, we'll see if anyone else has finished before them.
Now, I see in chat saying the non-spoiler record is 2 hours 11. As they're laughing at the location of something.
I guess we'll see. Must have been something Moldorn dropped. Ice Rod!
Oh!
So I guess that's where Ice Rod was.
Well then.
It could go through the portal and immediately cutscene starts. Gotta love when you can do that with the seeds.
Absolutely,
So
it's great.
it seemed like NDS was gonna go for a Shine Spark, but it's instead gonna go for a Mock Ball across the moat there.
So as they're heading to the right side...
There's the big key.
That was very fast.
Hope room, really?
So Tracker's talking about a trolley sequence leading to a sword. This ought to be... This should...
Oh yeah, I know what they're talking about here. We'll get to that near the end of things.
Okay, Boots and Turtle Rock, Ether behind Croc, and then Sword of Bonk Rocks? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean by Pegasus Rock?
Yeah, so like... The other alternative was like, it's behind Pegasus Rock.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you gotta get Ether behind Croc, then use that Ether to go get the Turtle Rock to get Boots, so they can go to Bog Rocks and get the sword. It's a devious route right there, and
that is disgusting!
especially given that, you know where Boots are in Turtle Rock? It's at, Laser Bridge.
That's even worse! And I think Krakenus is thinking they need to do that.
Oh. Also, if anyone didn't see that there, if you have Charged Plasma Beam, that actually hits Crocomire so many times that it's a one-shot.
Now, for the same reason as the microwave strat I mentioned earlier, you're not supposed to have Plasma Beam for Crocomire, so he's not flagged to stop the shots.
But thankfully, you don't really need to use microwave strats for Crocomire, it's just a Charge Beam shot. Oh, nice! Aster got the triple shot there on Landmalus.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like Correctness is going for Ether here. And it's all the way down the bottom. I think in the sine wave room.
as they're very effective with the Cane of Samaria strats on the Wizrobe rooms. And Diaz getting his flippers out of Wreckship Energy Tank as they're into the torch rooms.
And Harkness utilizing the damage boost to get over to Ether here in the Sine Wave room.
Is there anything else down here that you know of?
What, down here in North here? No, I don't think so.
Okie doke.
Honestly, you don't really need butter for any of these runs, because it's not that much of a damage upgrade. It's like, you get tempered, you're good.
Okay, so unless the validation chest is the last sword upgrade, Azur's going to be doing Master Sword strats on Ganon.
Ba-ba-da-da!
Well, in that case.
Yeah, see, I knew that's what's gonna be there. Because that was the other sword locations, like, that's why, like, Aster was making a beeline here. So, you know, if this is the case, then, like, if you could just get another sword here at Ganon's Tower, then what Correctness is doing, trying to get another sword via Turtle Rock, is just wasted time.
Looks like Aster got it started with a double.
That's another double.
Another double.
Can he go for another double? No, that's a swing and a miss.
Agatu had been being very kind with the positioning.
That's one.
There's one. Aussie is into Ganon's Tower. And one.
Oh, Indius is gonna deal with Mother Brain first.
Yeah. NDS has 5 dungeons left, so I agree with the call to finish off Super Metroid first. That way he can just focus on Link to the Past.
So yeah, tempered red suits. I'd say this is gonna go pretty well for Asder. Even so, he's gotta be careful here. Even with red suit, you could still take quite a lot of damage for any Ganon hugs.
And 8 hearts is not a lot. I don't know how much it is compared to NMG runs, though.
So yeah, that's 2 hearts lost.
MD13, yeah, you try and it just your mouth fills up with air.
Yeah, the necessary hits, so it's phase 2. I find it funny he manages to hit Ganon before he teleports again. Impressively timed hits with these sword swings.
I believe Ganon's teleport patterns are random in this as well.
And for the torch glitch here.
Gets the torch, gets a double.
It's not taking his chance.
And single G's in chat, folks, as Asterisk got bacon.
Looks like Indias couldn't get the baby skip, sadly.
Asterisk gonna save and quit, and then hard reset to spawn back in Super Metroid, and he's got about... He's got about, this will take him about 12 minutes.
Probably a little faster if he can get the baby skip. Actually, you know what? It wouldn't be that much faster. So yeah, probably 12 minutes.
Yet Aster still has 5 energy tanks, so he will not be doing stand-up. Old Blood Sovereign, this is Aster's race to lose at this point. I don't think there's any way anyone else is going to catch up. Let me correct that. Nobody on the restream, I don't think anyone on the restream will be able to catch up. But
Yeah, we don't know.
It's always possible for one of our off-stream runners might pull it off.
Yeah, we don't entirely know like if any of the off-stream runners have finished first, but we'll take a peek once Aster's finished.
Crappie17, if you're familiar with room names, then Gravity was at the watering hole. If you're not, it was the room with the missile and the super missile on 2 pedestals. And Diaz at Restaurante de Mother Brain, she delivers him some chicken nuggets, a plate of onion rings, another chicken nugget, a french fry beam, some more french fries, and some ketchup. Alright, and Diaz is through phase 2. I hope he has enough in his reserve tanks. Just barely.
Yeah, I believe it's like, isn't it like 3 energy tanks like per one of those beams?
Now, the Rainbow Beam deals exactly 300 damage if you have the various suit equipped, 600 damage if you don't, and Aster gets the baby skip.
Nicely done, Aster. Now, can he get the Zematite skip? That's the big question.
That's going to be a lot trickier without Plasma Beam. But I don't think it's particularly hard. I've done it before myself, just messing around.
And there we go, he gets it.
Absolutely beautiful.
So baby skip and Zematite skip.
The Mother Brain phase 1 has 3,000 health. That only comes off when a projectile hits the brain itself. And you need to hit the brain or the glass with 18 total projectiles to break the glass all the way to make the fight progress to phase 2.
And DS is on the last phase of the Mother Brain fight, while Aster's on phase 2.
Now, Mother Brain phase 3 has 36,000 HP. And the rapid fire hyper beam does 1,000 damage a shot, so 36 shots and she goes night-night. Meantime, Aster is doing 300 damage a shot with charged Ice Wave Spacer, so he's going to take 60 shots to finish phase 2. It's going to take him a significantly longer time than it did in Diaz, because Diaz had plasma. Meantime, as we've been looking at Diaz and Aster, Ossie's working on his Ganon fight, and Reckonus is making their way through Ice Palace.
Yeah, here we go.
After taking some intentional damage so that Mother Brain doesn't waste any time attacking him after the Rainbow Beam to bring him below 100 health. To be fair, Dr. Emma Mine, this is a spoiler race seed, so Aster had time to plan. Like Batman. And Captain MD13, that is correct. The timer did not appear for NDS because he took out Mother Brain first. Are you serious, Link Force? Lamp on Bumper Cave, Cape and Plasma Beam. Ew!
Oof. That is just disgusting. So it's like, I think like when all the racers saw that, it's like, yeah, we're just gonna do this lampless. Well, yeah, it is sad, but you know, after seeing it so many times with these randomizers, you just get kind of desensitized to it.
Meantime, Aussie has made bacon, so let's get our single G's in chat for him, and he's on his way to take out Mother Brain.
Yeah, don't watch the opening cutscene to Other M, also known as the baby, the baby, the baby, the baby, the baby.
From what I've heard, Other M's gameplay was fine, but Samus's characterization is what killed it.
I mean, gameplay-wise, it was like okay at times. Wasn't great, but it wasn't outright terrible either. It was just eh.
I've never owned a Wii, so I've never played it.
Like if they didn't have like those stupid cutscenes for it, it would have just been like an okay game. We're talking about Other M, Link Force. Let's see how well Aster does here with the escape and what kind of escape timer he'll get.
Yeah, I never even owned a GameCube, Link Force, so I never played the Metroid Prime games either.
Oh, you need to change that. The Prime games are really good. Okay. Oh no, Aster messed it up.
That's something you almost never see. He whiffing the spark up there.
Hey, Prime 4 may be going through development hell, but at least Nintendo did the right thing and like handed back over to Retro. Out of our
get your
four
GG's in chat, folks, as Aster has finished in first place with a time of 1 hour 38:22. He has agreed to an interview, so we'll get him in here as soon as we can.
That's just amazing. He was so quick with this. I mean, yes, this was a spoiler race, but even still, this is dang impressive. Look at his thoughts on here and perhaps share some of the other locations if he didn't already know where they were. Let's see, we got Aussie right at the tail end of Turian here. Almost at Mother Brain. Oh, we got Aster here.
Joined by Aster. GG, bro.
Hello.
So, what were your thoughts on some of those island locations?
That was a absolutely terrible blind seed, but it was a great spoiler seed.
Yeah, I think we kind of agreed, like, given, like, this was a spoiler race, the only really bad location for you guys was where Gravity Suit was. Which,
Yeah.
now that I think about it, did you see where one of the progressive swords was?
Yeah, I looked for all of them first thing, actually.
Freaking progressive rocks, boots in Laser Bridge, and ether behind Crocomire and Sine Wave. Oh, that is disgusting.
So, Aster, my standard question: what did you feel best about in terms of the routing decisions you made throughout the scene?
I liked my opening route. I thought it covered, like, getting 500 for Zoro was tough. But like, once I got... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna. I think you utilized like the bush crab to get some of your money.
No, did the bush crab have money?
Yeah, the bush crab dropped 20 rupees.
Are you kidding? Okay, wow. That would have been good. But no, I kept going back into Blind's Hut. I never checked the stun prize either, but yeah, aside from that, routing in Morph, like managing to get all of the Light World stuff up until Morph done reasonably, and then being able to go to SM and get both my gloves and hammer and hook shot, and then get all the stuff from East Death Mountain. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in East Death Mountain.
Yeah, part of me was
that too.
I was partly curious as to know why all these runners were like doing these. Well, I know like for the most part, runners like in hard mode races will do lampless dungeons just because it's faster. But I saw where I both saw and someone said lamp was like, was that bumper cave with the cape being in plasma room.
What's funny is...
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
I was just gonna say like that's just absolutely disgusting.
So I saw where Lamp was, and I didn't even look for Cape, actually. Like, Lamp on Bumper Cave is immediately too slow for me to get it if I know where Fire Rod is.
Yeah, a progressive chain like that, Lamp on Bumper and Cape somewhere out of the way like Plasma, that's the kind of thing that instantly makes me glad I don't actually play this game.
Yeah, I saw Boots around Laser Bridge, and T-Rock was pendant, and it didn't have anything else that was needed. So that was an automatic no for me. Like, the next thing I looked for in the log was, does Desert require Boots? And it didn't, so I was just like, okay, I guess we're not getting Boots. I like to route this in as soon as possible. That's one of my priorities when I look at the spoiler, but...
I guess the one saving grace is probably just the fact that there was another sword upgrade right after Moldorm in Ganon's Tower.
I was kind of sad about that, honestly. Like, if you're doing Master Sword the whole seed, then I just find it... Like, I find Master Sword Ganon fun, so the fact that we didn't get to really do it was kind of sad to me.
At the same time, Master Sword Ganon is just such a long fight.
I like it. It's my favorite out of the Master Sword fights. So it was kind of lame for me being stuck on Master Sword the whole game and then getting tempered right at the end.
I guess one question I would have is, what was perhaps your favorite part of this whole seed?
That's a good question. I guess, I don't know, I saw that Plasma was on Graveyard Ledge, and I couldn't think of any time I would be near there, and I wouldn't have boots, and I was just like, no, that sucks. And I saw a Charge Ice Wave Spazer was all on the way, so actually ended up having a route similar to any percent.
Also,
Meantime, Aussie has finished in second place with a time of 1 hour 44:17. We'll see if we can get him in here too.
Because I think, like, if you have, like, full, like, Charge Ice Spazer Wave, it's not that bad of a combo.
Yeah, it's not.
It's 300 damage, the equivalent of a super missile.
GT does kind of, Gold Teresa does kind of suck without Plasma, but I have a strat with Charge Ice Wave Spazer that I've used in some ROM hacks, actually. Like, you probably saw me do that. Like I was
It was-
firing beam shots at him, and I was jumping above him and getting the orbs from up top.
Yeah, that was a really interesting strat. Very effective.
Nasi has joined us.
Hey, how's it going?
I gotta say, GG to you, Oz. That you were practically like right behind Esther with the routing and whatnot.
I think I made a pretty big routing mistake in my first trip through Brinstar that put me behind. And my other two mistakes were in Thieves in Pod, where I misread where the keys were and had to pause and look for them.
Yeah, I think you pointed that out in the chat there.
What did you do in Brinstar?
I went to green first and didn't have power bombs for blue, so I just went down to Kraid.
Oh, that sucks.
So, Ozzy, my question to you, like I asked everybody, in terms of the routing decisions you made, what did you feel best about?
I don't know. Finding it's easier to find faults right now. Like, mirror I didn't really need when I got it, so I lost some time there. And the other mistakes. Finding the bush crab rubies was really nice, because we were worried about early money.
Yeah, Esther's pointing out that he actually didn't know that the Butch Crab gave out 20 rupees when he was saving for King Zora.
So my other question to you, Ozzy and Asner, if you gave the seed a letter grade based on how much fun you had, what would you give it?
I'd say probably A-. It was a fun spoiler seed.
Yep, I liked it. So B+.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Asner. Doing this blind would have sucked, but as a spoiler race, it worked very nicely.
And that was because there were no items like that. There were just large areas of both games that didn't have anything required. Like I was able to do almost every crystal dungeon without thinking about anything besides the big key. I wasn't a huge fan of my execution for most of it. I guess I'm a bit rusty at SM because I haven't played in like, I don't know, it takes like 3-4 days to roast. But I didn't think any of my boss fights were very good, and I missed the initial spin on Cold Stare, so that was kind of a mess.
But I don't think anybody got the Craig quick kill for what that's worth.
It's like
Well, I
it's
didn't have
really
any missiles, so I didn't have a way to go for it. I had trouble routing in missiles, so I went for a long part of the game without any.
Yeah, I saw like for you, Oz, you were running with quite a bit of like low ammo for a lot of it.
Yeah, missiles just aren't something I find important.
I need to step away for a bit. I'll be right back.
I don't know. I find Super Metroid is hard to route ammo, especially since you don't know exactly when it turns up in your route, so you can't really tell how much you'll have at each point in time.
in Link to the Past. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I can't remember if it was Indiaz or you, Oz, that was you got to where the power bombs of shame had only like 70 energy, but that energy tank behind saved you.
That was NDS.
Okay, yeah. It figured as much. It's like I know he was on like the left side of the screen.
I didn't know what the item there was.
Yeah, a lot of like with how many locations we have to sift through, it's hard to know like what every chest we pass is. Like I've had a lot of Link to the Past spoiler log seeds where there were there were really good bombs or arrows to pick up that were somewhere like really obvious or really close by that most people picked up and I didn't because I don't actually actively look for them.
Yeah. Now, I was actually, or rather, me and Big Bok were kind of like thinking, like, since you were sitting right at like 5 energy tanks, you would have only needed like 2 more to try to do the stand-up glitch.
I knew this question was going to come up, and
Yeah.
stand-up is really not worth going out of your way to get extra stuff for.
Yeah, it's, I think like if they were along the path, then maybe, but if you have to go out of your way to get energy tanks just to do stand-up, then yeah, it's probably not worth it.
I didn't even have plasma, so it was like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was another point.
I am a big fan of at least that most of the good beams were on the path, especially charge, because I really didn't want to struggle with routing in ammo. Like, you pick up so many missile and super missile packs and stuff involuntarily throughout a regular seed, and so
it's just like, you know, once you get charge beam, it's just like, oh, I have charge beam now, I guess.
I mean, depending what other beams you have, all the incidental ammo you pick up along the way still really can help a lot. It depends, but if you have a weak beam, then the ammo does help. But it's also like there's nothing like that in Link to the Past where you just picking up like 15, 20 copies of a different item will help you that much, except for like heart containers, and there aren't that many heart containers. We usually don't even get that many per seed, but like, let's say charge was somewhere dumb and we had to route in like 70, 80 supers, that would have been ridiculous, and that would have taken a lot more time, and I was like, I was glad charge was in an easy spot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I guess
It looks like
especially in
practice-
this, where we'd have to count out all the missiles too. Not just the 80 supers.
Rectus is going to have his way to get that lantern. I would definitely like do these kind of races, but at the same time, doing lanternless runs is kind of scary for me.
It comes up a lot in spoiler seeds for Skits Land.
Okay,
It's
I'm
like
back. Did I miss anything?
Well, Rectus got lantern just now. So yes, he did go out of his way to go into the plasma beam rooms just so he can get lantern.
Oh my.
But hey, at least dark rooms aren't dark for him anymore.
I guess the Pod and Meyer dark rooms must give him a lot of trouble because those are the only 2 dungeons he's got left. He's heading down to Bomb Teresa. I don't think we've seen what's there.
I'd look at the log, but we're just gonna see it in a few seconds. Magic
Oh.
powder.
Good safety item. And the Bomb Teresa fight activates because Reckonus has the Morph Ball bombs. That's the trick.
Plasma beam.
I'm sorry, was there a boss there? I blinked.
I checked
I
what
didn't-
magic. Oh, go ahead.
I heard X-Ray was in a really bad spot, but I didn't look for it.
I could probably find where it is. It's right-
Library.
A library, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, you have to get boots from frickin' Turtle Rock
Laser
to get
Bridge.
it. Yeah.
I didn't even look for ether after I realized T-Rock wasn't required, so finding out later that it was at Croc, I laughed a little bit.
I go through the entire log and write down all the important items first, and then I route after.
I do it kind of weird. Like, I focus on specific items first, so like I always check all the sword locations first, and then the gloves, and then pearl hammer, and then hookshot, mirror, boots, flute, so like movement stuff. And then after that, I look for stuff like bow and fire rod, where if I go to an area without them, I might have to double dip and lose time. And then after, I look to see if there are any snags, like if I require extra stuff like book or flippers or whatnot, and I just don't bother looking for them if it turns out I don't need them.
I guess with my way, I get to see like the miners that are around important items, so I can see if it has like supers next to it. Powerball.
I think NDS has only got Misery Mire left here, and then he'll go to Tower of Hera, then he'll be done with the ROM. Rectus, meanwhile, he's checking Pyramid Fairy. Oh, for half magic. I didn't think like half magic would have been that necessary.
It would have been really nice to have because of no lamp. I had a pretty close call on Ganon actually, because I wasn't thinking about magic very much.
No, yeah, I saw
pulled
you
out
had.
Verna.
You didn't have that much magic left near the end of it, but you pulled through.
Yeah, I wasn't worried at first because I had solvers, so I wasn't expecting to use much magic on Ganon. And then I realized, wait, I have to get Torch Glitch with Fire Rod, and I don't rely on that too often. And I'm just like, oh god.
No, half magic's an item I don't like getting in spoiler logs. There's not many situations where you use all of your magic.
I like it just to have the freedom, and also, depending on sword, it can help with stuff like Tridex, I don't know, Cold Stare.
Yeah, I could definitely see it be helpful in Cold Stare, since you could just spam Fire Rod and just be done with the boss.
It's like Hammer, Trinex, Cold Stare, and like a free magic refill are all I use it for.
I like not having to worry about like magic in GT either.
Yeah, it sounds like you didn't have that much trouble in terms of magic with GT all that much.
Oh, you know what I did have trouble with? My bomb route. That sucked.
Oh yeah, because I remember seeing you like go to a shop to buy bombs because you only had one left, but you had to get into Hype Cave to get Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, I meant to do that after Swamp. I picked up 2 bombs in Swamp specifically so I could do that, and then after I left I forgot and I spaced and I went somewhere else. And I was worried, like, spoiler races can be kind of tight, so I always worry when I make a routing mistake that it's going to put me behind because all the other person had to do it was not make that mistake and then not execute poorly. I also executed pretty poorly for myself, so I felt like I'm a little bit better than Aussie in Super Metroid at least, but I felt like with some of the errors I made that I might end up slower than he was. Like, my Suitless Meridia was really bad. It took me like 4 or 5 tries to get on top of the fish in Main Street.
Yeah, we saw you had a bit of trouble with like getting top of the fish there. It's just like, it looked like he had the right amount of like height there. It's just, he was just a little bit higher than what he's supposed to be.
I think my crouch jump wasn't working. I don't know what the problem was. Like, I don't know. I have no idea why I couldn't get on the fish. It shouldn't be that difficult.
It looked like you were just like a pixel lower than you were supposed to be.
Maybe I just wasn't doing the down grab properly. I don't know.
Well, I had a better than average Suitless Meridia, so I felt pretty good about that.
Yeah, you were pretty good on this race too, Oz.
I think I heard that you did it quite a bit later. Like, I think you got flippers first.
Yeah, I did it after Lord Orphan.
I wanted to have gravity for Lower Warfare and just for safety at least, but also I wanted to have it for Wreck Ship to make Wreck Ship E-Tank faster.
I had Screw Attack for Lord Orphan safety.
I ran into power bombs on my way, like doing the glove loop in Blueprint Star. So, and I also almost ran out of energy. Like I very nearly died to the giant side hopper going in.
Yeah, that was a bit of a scary moment there.
And like I had to kill him because I needed the space to speedball because I didn't have an extra power bomb. So it was kind of rough. But yeah, so because I was low health after that, I couldn't get Screw Attack.
Which, I mean, it's perfectly fine, because it's... Screw Attack, in a lot of cases, is more just kind of a convenience more than anything.
It's really good in spoiler. I was like really paying attention to trying to get extra energy tanks because I knew I didn't have it. Like Lower North, if you don't have Plasma and you don't have Screw Attack, I was already planning on going without Plasma. So if you don't have either of those, then it's it can be pretty dangerous. Like it doesn't take very many mistakes to die.
Like those key hunters down there, they do a lot of damage, even with gravity and Varia.
I was so happy that I did Three Musketeers damageless even with grabbing the item, because usually if you have to grab the item there, it kind of ruins your setup for the room.
Because then they're just like up against the wall, close to where you are.
But in general, I think like any percent new route experience helps a lot with this kind of stuff. I know Aussie and I both have that, so
yeah, I think if you're good with like doing any percent runs with either of these games, then spoiler races can be just very quick for you.
Meantime, folks, we've got our third place finish, Hitaka, at 2 hours 2:44.
Nicely done, Hitaka. Fortunately, Hitaka is not one of our restreamers, but hey, still impressive to get third place out of these racers.
Absolutely, we had a great field tonight.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to race Aster on the mainstream here, because we both played the Link to the Past spoiler tournament, and so we have spoiler experience. And I just wanted to see how we'd match up.
yeah, I think it was a good race. Yeah, I was kind of wondering what happened to Hataka, because like I honestly expected him to sub 2. So I wonder if, I guess he said he screwed up. Okay, that explains everything.
Oh! Oh, jeez. Poor Hitaka.
That's really funny.
Ooh. Also, if you guys wanted to know, Pedestal had 20 rupees.
Oh, wait. I misread. I thought that he was leading up to saying that he went all the way to Boots. But yeah, if you walk in, you're gonna realize it's a pendant.
You should just be able to tell from the music.
Yeah, he could tell from the music. But that means he got Ether first before doing that, and that was like proc.
CNDS has got his second to last crystal here. He's just got one more. Actually,
Reckonist also just has one more crystal. They've got Pod, but they also have to do Mother Brain.
whereas Indiaz, all he has to go do is cook him some bacon. Well, I was curious if if the SMZ3 community were to host another tournament, do you think it would be a spoiler tournament?
It's hard for me to imagine a spoiler tournament of this. It's a bit of a niche mode, and relatively speaking, the one for Link to the Past Randomizer didn't get that many people. It got 39 people total. So, and then that's like, and their tournaments are normally huge. And with having to know both games for this, it's like both the tournaments that we've had for this have gotten 46 entrants each, I think. So
That's understandable.
So like if we're to do spoiler, I think we'd get a fraction of that, which would be fairly small. And also, if you're not super experienced, like if you're not super good at both games, there really aren't that many people that are at a really high level in both games. Like a lot of people in the community, they're pretty good at one and okay at the other, or they just like doing it because it's fun or whatever. But when we have seeds like this where we've got Gravity and Meridian, we've got Lamp on Bumper Cave with Cape It, Plasma, and all this garbage, and it's like the advantage that someone who knows how to skip all that stuff is going to be way more pronounced. So I think it would deter people.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Let's see, we got NDS is heading towards Galen's Tower. Reckness is almost at... Well, actually, no, he's still got a couple more rooms to go. He's at the tail end of Pod here. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if this was like, I know you said you would have liked it if this was a seed where you would have to fight Ganon with Master Sword. Well, what if Silver's was in a bad spot and you had to only use Master Sword?
I prefer that. The Phase 4 Master Sword Silver's is a lot of fun to me. Like, I like seeing how many triples I can get, because some of them could be really tough to land. And it's good practice, too.
Well, Bootless Tempered is something that I don't practice ever, but Master Sword I do practice, so would have a little edge in that regard. I had to wait an extra 2 cycles in Phase 2, because I'm not used to it without boots.
I got 2+2 because I just screwed up Trident Spin, and then he was in a bad spot starting Phase 2. I don't usually use boots on Ganon that much, though. Like, I know there's the strat where the dash strats where you do it from inside the Fire Bat Ring. I never learned that.
Was that supposed to be just like a very quick means of doing damage?
It's like it works out about the same. Like the thing with the dash strats is you don't get knockback from hitting him with the dash, so you stay inside the Fire Bat Ring, and if your arc variable hasn't been changed by weird stuff, then that's a lot to explain, honestly. But usually the Fire Bats will be in predictable patterns, so you can dodge them from inside the ring. But if you... what am I thinking of? If you are in weird situations where, like, you don't have hookshot, let's say, then you don't have hookshot for invincibility. You don't need to use hookshot for dash strats, because you dodge everything from inside the ring, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, because this last thing you want to do is, like, get knockback on your sword swings right into the Fire Bats.
Am I the only one that dipped Eastern right away for the sword?
I think you were, yeah. I think you were one of the first racers, well, first restreamers anyway, that dipped into Eastern to get their sword.
I'm really surprised more people didn't do that. I mean, I got my first power bombs from Sahasrara. I also wanted his money for Zora as well, but I guess there were a few different options to start off.
Hataka said he dipped into Eastern fairly early.
Yeah, I just went without a sword for a really long time. I didn't think it was worth it, but if he needed the Sahasrara money, then it makes sense.
Oh yeah, because I'm probably one of the only ones that didn't look for the crab prize. Is that in the log?
Oh, what is?
No.
The crab prize?
It's not in this log.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think, like, spoiler logs would list what, like, crabs or, like, any of the trees would give you as a prize.
The ones for the Link to the Past spoiler tournament did, but that was specially added in by the tournament admin of that, so they aren't normally in their logs. So I didn't look for them based on. So they weren't in this log after all, but I also didn't think to go out of my way to check what that was. I usually don't like doing that as much as I like, I don't know, looking for actual item locations, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think I was like 50 rubies short my ruby route and didn't want to Houlihan, so I just checked the bush crab up in Lost Woods.
Hitaka said he did Thieves 300 plus Houlihan for money. And then uses and got gold bee from Well, for supers from Sick Kid, then uses the bee on Moth.
Yeah, I could have sold the gold bee. That would have been smart.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And you get like how many, like 100 rupees from a gold bee?
Yeah, you release it in front of bottle vendor, don't you?
Looks like Kataka forgot about that too.
I always forget about that.
It's just like it's just something like you never like take into consideration.
I always forget about Houlihan too, funnily enough. I basically never do it.
For me, it's just like it's a habit for me. Like I have to check Houlihan, or not really check, but just go to Houlihan.
The problem with Houlihan is it takes an extra minute, like right off the bat, and you don't know, or in spoiler, you know. I mean, so it would have been good here, but normally you don't know what kind of chests you're, or what's in the item checks you're gonna find. I don't like. When I run randomizers, I prefer to do things that are item checks to also get the knowledge of the check out of the way too. So Houlihan is something I don't like doing. It is definitely a very good safety though.
Taka says, "Oh, I also bought the missile from the bottle merchant because muscle memory." Yeah, that we could just kind of a silly thing and just like you buying something that you didn't mean to. It's like
Oh, I also misread the log once, and that was I thought Gravity Suit was at beach missiles when it was actually at watering hole missiles. So I went into the wall and I was like, wait, oh god.
Yeah, like it's like, is Gravity behind here? No, it's 20 rupees.
So the room names. Oh boy. Okay, so the Super Metroid item location names in the randomizer. They are from. They're actually from Deserect's randomizer that he started making back in like 2011. So that's why the names are really stupid.
Yeah, I think I remember like someone in like the SRL chat was saying like the names for some of these locations was really stupid.
Lower Norfair Missile near Wavebeam is one of the dumbest ones, I think.
What's that one listed as?
That is what it's listed as.
Just
but it's not it's not very descriptive because it really like you can't get to it from Wavebeam. It's actually the Three Musketeers missile. So
Yeah, I was hoping I remembered that one correctly.
It's like, you know, the Three Musketeers / Frankerzy room. So, did you know that, or did you initially know that one of the swords was at Moldorm in
Yeah.
Ganon's Tower?
Yeah, I make a big list of all the important items before I start routing. So I had all the sword locations now.
I just found that interesting, like, just before you go fight Ganon, like, hey, have a sword upgrade.
Yeah, I think Azure mentioned this, but that also means that you have to go through most of the rest of the game on Master Sword. Just a lower level sword, because it's so late.
I saw the first sword that I saw in the log was Bonkrox, and I was just like, okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah, me too.
But then you find where Boots was. And subsequently where you need to go get Ether. It's like, do you really want this sword upgrade?
Oh yeah, Hitaka brings up something neat. The glove that was at Morph Ball. I saw that and I was just like, so it might be a good idea to go down there, but I'm gonna see if I can get together like Morph Ball and Power Bombs and all that stuff without needing that, and then route through it from Big Pink or something like that. And it turned out that was possible, so I'm glad I checked for that at least.
I think either Oz or Indiaz was the first of our runners to just get one of the glove upgrades. No, actually, no wait, it was Hyrcanus that went down there first and got the glove upgrade.
Yeah.
I got my gloves really late.
Yeah, I think like I'd imagine a lot of you guys are just kind of planning to route that in while you were going through Pink Brinstar or something.
Yeah, that was the plan, but it didn't pan out.
This was really interesting. So this was the first LTTSM spoiler that I ever did. So I'm used to routing in like all the stuff for Link to the Past, and I focus on like Dark World access and then stuff you need to get around effectively. And if there are roadblocks to getting those things, then I try to deal with those first. But then for Super Metroid, it was also like, okay, well, if the Super Metroid movement items are accessible somewhere, I want to do as little of Super Metroid as possible before getting them. And so luckily that was able to be done like Space Jump and High Jump on East Death Mountain, and then Speed Booster and Sanctuary. Like that was really good. That actually made it very, very easy to route SM.
Well, in other news, we have Indiaz finishing in 4th place with an SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 32 seconds. And 7 seconds later, PB Chan finishing in 5th place with an SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 39 seconds.
I feel
it
like
always
PP
surprises me that you can have finishes that close in a race as complex as these are.
I feel like PP-chan is involved in snipes very frequently.
So Regulus is playing a dangerous game here with how low his health is.
I guess I wanted to add on to Asder's comment that I don't really know the value of each Super Metroid item.
Hello.
So I don't know how much.
Welcome
you
in
should
DS,
for it.
GG.
GG.
GG NDS.
How'd you guys go so fast?
Didn't get boost.
Say like Aster just had efficient routing.
Yeah, and probably just better execution. I was too spooked to go into any Link to the Past dungeons. And then that kind of, like, I finished Super Metroid and I was like, oh, I have 6 crystals left. Oops.
Yeah, I think I had 6 crystals left after I finished killing the SM bosses.
The seat was, like, pretty nice. Did you end up grabbing Gravity?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to skip. In most cases.
Yeah, you would have had to route in, like, way more E-tanks, so it's probably faster anyways.
I ended up with 5. It wouldn't have been, like, that bad, I guess. But, like, Dragon can be pretty slow. I guess Dragon really isn't that slow if you have access to the Meridia portal, but...
Yeah, then you would have had to do Wreck Ship first, but the Meridia to Wreck Ship to Mother Brain was pretty good routing. I thought that's what I did.
Meridia to Wreck Ship?
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did, I guess. Well, no, I didn't do it to Mother Brain, but I actually did. What route today? I did DPRK. That was weird. I should have done Kraid for not first. Yeah, I should have done Kraid on the way to Meridia, actually. That cost me an elevator ride.
See, I did RKDP. This went from the bottom to the top in one, like, in order.
I did a KPRD.
So NDS, did you see that PP Chan finished just like 7 seconds after you did?
I killed Ganon and was just standing there talking to my friend on my other Discord, and then I'm like, oh, I should walk through the door and type .done. And I'm like, oh. In like 7/100ths of a second, me just standing there. That's the first time I've ever beaten him, so that's kind of fun.
So NDS, my standard question: what did you feel best about in your routing decisions?
I don't know. I felt clever about Houlihan for the money for Morph. That's pretty basic.
Nothing wrong with basic. Other question: what would you grade the seed out of letter grade for how much fun you had?
That was a good, like, 7. I wish it was trollier. Like, give us something absolutely terrible. I think the more terrible Super Metroid is, like, the better chance I have of getting, like, 3rd.
Yeah, some double dips would have been interesting.
I died to a key hunter in Lower Nowhere, which felt really bad.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was a real not like this moment.
Yeah, because if I hadn't done that, I would have gotten Bow and Spring Ball and then Gravity right after that. Probably saved 15 minutes.
On a side note, we have Neaterific finishing 6th place with a time of 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 12 seconds. And Link here of time 64 forfeited from the race.
Meantime, Hreckinus is just about done with the Hreckinus is done with the Metroids and is now on toward the baby Metroid.
Let's see, I know Aster got the baby skip. Did you get the baby skip, Indiaz?
No, and I didn't really go for it. I, like, ran and did the start of it, then I was, like, talking to somebody and forgot to do it properly at the end. It's not often you do a race where you're allowed to just, like, watch stream and just hang out.
Yeah. Oh. Looks like Rectus didn't get it either.
Yeah, he bonked his head.
He does know to
that-
face right though, so that'll suppress about 45 frames of Samus's stand-up animation.
I think I only learned that recently. I forgot about that.
That's like one trick I don't think. It's one trick I always have the hardest time trying to like get right. It is such a hard trick to do.
I think once you do get it, it's just hard to do fast. I think I skipped that. Like I jump over it like 7 times when I actually do get it.
And actually, now that Hrekness is here at the Zevitite skip, how hard is it to do the like the short spark skip with the?
I think you get a different answer depending on who you ask.
I think it's a 4-tap through a door, so that's pretty hard.
You can do it with the Stutter 3.
Yeah.
You can probably do it with a Stutter 2 if it's really good, maybe, but it'd have to be really good.
Yep, you can. But it's really precise.
Yeah, I've only ever tried the ice skip, and then way back when I was just messing around in ZSNES, I once got Blue Suit from Dragon and then carried it all the way to Motherford.
Oh hey, I know a thing or two about carrying Blue Suit places.
Yeah, that was a good race. I remember that one.
I would not have been all that sad if I lost that race because of that.
Did you win it?
I did.
That's funny. I don't know if other people saw it. I think he got Blue Suit and he used it to like check he got a bunch of stuff with it.
I used it, so Speed Booster was at Lumberjack, and I didn't want to get it, so I got Blue Suit from Dragon, and I knew Grapple was at Criteria Supers, so I used it to get that, and I also checked Waterway with it. And Shaxville had nothing, so it was a complete waste of 15 minutes, but it was fun.
When was this? I don't remember this.
This was Swiss round 4 of the tournament. The the speed gaming one, the winter one.
Gotcha.
Feels like it's been a hot minute since we had that tournament.
That was half a year now.
Oh my god, I got so screwed in that tournament.
I think my record in that tournament was like 2 wins, 3 losses. Something like that. Who was the winner of that tournament again?
Andy.
Oh yeah.
I remember telling Aussie in top 8, hey, you can't go down Frog Speedway, you don't have Speed Booster. And then what? Honestly, I think that may be my greatest moment in commentary ever.
Just tell someone, hey, you can't go down the waterway, you don't have Speed Booster.
Yeah, it turned into one of the top clips of the channel.
And then the other one I'm thinking of, like, I don't remember if it was part of the winter tournament or not, but like someone digging up Shovel at the Shovel minigame and like commentators losing their shit over it. That was a good moment. And actually, I think now I think about it, I think that was just a random race, really.
I dug up Shovel at Dig Spot in a Plando once, and I was just like, I really should have seen that coming.
How was that even possible?
Plando.
So what? It's just impossible to get.
No, there were 2 shovels.
Oh,
That's funny.
Hitaka asked, didn't someone dig up a shovel at a dig spot in a multi-world?
I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of multi-world.
I don't even know what multi-world is.
Imagine this, but you can find items for other people.
Oh, so it's like co-op Ocarina of Time, basically.
Yep. I think it's functional. Like people have been playing it in like an alpha state.
yeah.
Wow.
Total's got it in closed alpha at this point.
That is interesting. I'll have to look into that once it's like into more open testing.
Oh
Yes,
my!
Reckless is doing it.
Saving the animals.
Yeah, my animals just didn't need saving. Planet didn't blow up.
It's a bit of a running joke with me, but if it doesn't matter if I'm ahead or not, I will always save the animals.
I could have just gone there and killed Terizo. Call it a day. Kill Terizo with Hyper Beam? I've never seen that before.
Alrighty, Reckoness has finished in 7th place with a time of 2 hours 31:28, and Reckoness is our last runner to finish.
Hooray! So that was 8 racers. He may have been the last to finish, but he's the true winner in my heart.
Alright, Reckoness has agreed to be interviewed. We'll get him in here as soon as we can.
Oh yeah, I gave him a few questions on the race, and we'll probably end this stream right after.
Sounds right to me.
I don't think I'll ever get used to just hearing that Star Fox 2 theme in the end credits.
Was that what it's from?
Yeah.
And we are now joined by Reckoness. GG.
GG.
So, what'd you think of that scene?
Well, I PB'd. I broke 3 hours, but I don't know what any of the rooms' names are.
Oh my god, me
Oh.
either. I was like, which one is the Meyer map?
Yeah.
Also, you probably could have saved time for yourself. Like, I know you were going for like tempered in oh, wait, shoot, where was that one location? Like it was tempered in like a progressive sword.
Bonk Rocks.
Easton
Bonk
Palace?
rocks, yeah. If you just took the validation or like the chest after Moldorm 2, that had a progressive sword.
Oh. Though there was one item that was complete fluke that wasn't on my routing, and that was just regular bombs. That I just thought, well, maybe there's something down here, and that saved me for so much of the run.
Azur said like with some of his routing, he got low on bombs because he needed to go to Hype Cave. He only had one bomb though and had to go buy more.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
I had like I had those 3 bombs at the start of the seed, and I like ran with those for like the first hour.
I think I went to the town and just bought more because I knew I was gonna run out inevitably.
I couldn't afford anything because of Morph Ball.
Oh yeah, it needed 500 pretty much right off the bat.
I think I grabbed some extra money in CAC just so I could stock up on bombs for Moldorm.
I bought early bombs, but then used them all on Mini Moldorm.
I didn't even go to Mini Mordor until like later in the game. What was in there again? There was something we needed, right?
Silvers.
Silvers, yeah.
Yeah, so I shouldn't have gone there that early.
Yeah, there was no point.
Yeah.
Especially given that Bo was in like Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so close to Bo when I died.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a bit of a heartbreaking moment.
I was on edge during that Ganon fight.
Hopefully not literally.
I was gonna say,
Half a heart, and I was like, I can't get hit. I can't. It's game over after.
You definitely had the clutch there.
Yeah, I knew that I wanted a bottle, but I didn't know if there's any convenient spot to pick one up. So just figured, well, I'm gonna get lamp and I'm gonna get powder, and hopefully that'll just carry me through this. Oh, and I guess cape too. Yeah, cape came in handy.
Yeah, I think that was one item like a lot of the other brothers just like outright skipped because Bumper Ledge would have just taken too much time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I dipped in Misery Mire and realized that I didn't have lamp, and I don't think I had very many heart containers. I've done lampless rooms, but it's usually just a giant mess. So I figured, you know what? If I know where it is, I'm just gonna get it and not worry about it.
Yeah, I had never done lampless Misery Mire, so that was a learning experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've done it once before, and if I can avoid it, I will.
So, Reckonus, I have two questions I ask everyone. First
Alright.
one, what did you feel best about in terms of your routing decisions throughout the seed?
I think the beginning. After that, I was just looking up items left, right, and center. I didn't have any built-in routing at that point, so I guess my routing to Morph Ball was about it, and then after that, I was just winging it.
Okay. Second question.
Yeah.
If you were to give the seed a letter grade based on how much fun you had, what would you give it?
I'll give it a B+ or an A.
Yeah, I think everyone like can agree that it was a pretty fun seed.
Yeah.
For spoiler seed.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, not so
completely
much as a
normal
blind
action.
seed. This would have sucked.
Yeah, you would have been sent all over the place, I think. I don't know. I'm not used to spoiler logs. Look at stuff up. Even going in dungeons when they would say it's in like the arena ledge, I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I end up full clearing half these dungeons just because I don't know what the right chests are.
Well, y'all got any final thoughts to this whole thing?
No. It was fun. I'm gonna need to learn the rooms' names, and that's about it.
There's someone just like maybe making some of these room names on the spoiler log not so confusing. But
Yeah, that could
Yeah.
be it. I don't know. If it's just a issue with spoiler logs, is that like the actual names that is assigned to them, or is that just the spoiler logs names that they've given them?
Not sure.
Because like
for
Hope Room, I had no idea in Ganon's Tower, and then I looked up online, and it was like the first room, pretty much on the right side.
so they're linked to the past randomizer community names. So like Hype Cave, Super Bunny, Hope Room is
Okay.
because you go there and you hope for a big key and small key.
Yeah. Okay, that
And then, Aster, you said that the Super Metroid names are from Desirex Randomizer?
Yeah, from like those those names haven't been updated for 7-8 years, so those names aren't quite as good. But actually, if they were updated, you'd have more like you'd probably have more names like Cathedral and Mickey Mouse and stuff like that. That you, if you don't know the Super Metroid room names, you wouldn't know. So actually, like if you don't know Super Metroid room names, these might be a little better.
Yeah, I didn't have too much trouble with the Super Metroid areas. Like the bow location when it said above Wavegate or Wavebeam or something. It's like, okay, I think I know where that is. It's like at least it kind of gives you a direction.
I really don't like that name because it's like it should just be like Lower North or Exit if anything, because you
Yeah.
can't get to it from Wavebeam.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. The last item at the exit.
Well, with all that out of the way, I think we're fully set to just end the stream for now. So for all of you that have been sticking with us for the most part, be sure to give our wonderful racers here a follow. Let's say it was definitely commentating fun commentating with you here, Big Bach.
I had a lot of fun too. This was a new experience, and I had a great time.
And it's definitely a new experience for me because I've never commentated a spoiler race before, so it was just definitely fun.
Yeah,
Here's a
first time
question for you
commentating
guys.
spoiler seed for me too.
Did you guys have access to the spoiler logs, like while you're commentating?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't try to reveal too much, just to keep things, new for anyone watching. Because
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
And
gonna
I
say-
actively chose not to look at it.
Okay. I was wondering if like even the viewers might have known where items were and are just
I think a couple did, but for the most part, practically all the viewers were just in the dark.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, it was interesting.
But thanks for sticking around, y'all, and I think we'll end things here.
Alright, thanks for casting, guys, and thanks to the trackers as well.
You're welcome.
Take care, guys.
Good night to all of you.
I've been Big Buck. He's been Pants Neck. See you next mission.